Good evening, everyone. What's going on? This is Dre. This is the Minority Report, episode number 8. And this episode is Valentine's Day, No Love Lost. Again, I'm your host, Dre. This is my co-host, Sylvia. Sylvia, hi to the people. What's going on? How you doing today? Everything good? Everything's good. Can't complain. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to all of my listenership and viewership. So that'll be Spotify, that'll be the Anchor app, that'll be iTunes, that'll be, who else? The Google app, Google Play, and did I say YouTube? My YouTube viewership as well. I think that's cracking up because, yeah. So, we're here, episode number 8. Like I said, Valentine's Day, No Love Lost. I want to give a special shout out to my homegirl, Joyce, for making my first demo of the merchandise, the Minority Report merchandise. That's the shirt. Coming soon. Link will be in the bio soon. As soon as I get all those orders up and running. So again, shout out to Joyce. I appreciate you. Her business page is Choice Jewelry and Crafts by Joyce. You can look her up on Facebook and I believe Instagram as well. So here we are, you guys. We're here. We're into it. We're going to talk about Valentine's Day. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about some do's, some don'ts. I'm going to have some questions here for Sylvia. Sylvia's going to have some questions here for me. Hopefully we can answer all of them. I'm pretty sure I can. We're going to get into it. So question number 1. Sylvia, what does Valentine's Day mean to you? And then, before she gets started, we had a pre-conversation about what this means to her. So I want to see if she's gonna, let you guys know what this really means to her. So yeah, go ahead. I didn't want you to lie to the people.
So last episode we talked about liking, lust, and love. So
Facts.
And how people use the word love just like it's air. There's like really no meaning behind it. And for me, love has an action behind it. So for me, Valentine's Day is definitely, or should be spent with someone that you are in love with.
Okay.
If you like that person, then stay, I guess you have a Valentine's Day, I don't know. But for me, Valentine's is about love. It's like love, commitment, respect, loyalty. Like it's really about some good love. And I don't know, I think we've kind of fallen out of that. And now it's just like, oh, I like this person.
But what did you say it's about? You said love, commitment, and all this. You can have all those things in a friend as well, correct?
In a friend, yeah.
Because
right.
There's people who aren't in relationships, but they still love each other, and they want to make that other person feel special. So, and like I said, that doesn't even have to be like a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. It could be two homegirls. It could be two guys, but I'm never gonna take any one of my niggas out. So, homies, it's not going down. Not for me, and it's not because of no gay thing like that. I'm not about to be like, hey yo, let's go to Cheesecake Factory, homie, and we ain't about to do that. But two women, they could get out there, take each other out, if they don't have a significant other. So, yeah, how do you feel about that? So does it specifically mean that you have to be quote unquote in love?
For me.
For you. Okay,
but this is the best thing. That's why we're doing this, because we get to get our opinions from each other and our views, and we're obviously gonna, help each other understand that.
And help the people. We want to help the people.
Help the people for sure.
Help the people.
So I agree. Now that you've told me, maybe I took it a little too deep because I'm pretty deep.
It's pretty deep, yeah. For real.
So if you want to keep it light, yeah, okay. There's no problem with two friends going out to eat on Valentine's Day or things of that nature. But for me, I just believe it should be a little bit more of a stronger day. But you know what? In relationships, you should show someone you love them all the time. We spoke about that last time.
That's right.
Every day should be a day that you're telling somebody or showing them, or giving them the actions that proves to them that you love them, not just on Valentine's Day, because we know, it was a made-up holiday, so I don't even know where they came up with it, but whatever, it's all good. But if you want to give me some flowers, because I love flowers for Valentine's Day, you can do that.
I got you. So being that, with that being said, do you feel Valentine's Day is more of a day for men or women? Especially because you specifically, you feel so strongly about it, and it's kind of crazy because it's almost like an oxymoron, because you feel strongly about it when it comes to love, even though you know it's a made up holiday. But with that being said, I mean, is this a holiday more so made for women or more so made for men?
So as going back maybe 15 years, I would have definitely thought that it was just for women. I don't know why, but I think that's what we're talking about, right? So in my mind, it probably was for women because that's usually what you saw.
Okay.
As I've grown as a person and seen different things, or just realized that love is not just about the man showing the woman needs to show the man too. So if I were married...
Hold on. Say that again. one more time. Love is not what?
Love is not about just a man showing a woman that he loves her. It is also a woman showing a man that she loves him.
Okay.
I do think that there's different things that they can do for them. You know, that whole... Some people think 50-50. Some people say 100-100. I think it's honestly balance. Because they're
100-100. That's the balance.
I mean, depending on what it is. Because you may have different things going on to where, let's just be real. Say the man makes more money than the woman does.
Correct.
That's not 100-100.
Yeah, well,
but it balances out to 100.
Well, no. I don't agree with that. So,
tell me.
Say I made $8 an hour.
Uh-huh.
My girl made $50 an hour, right?
Okay.
I feel, this is just what I feel. I feel that whatever my little $8 an hour can buy, the most my little $8 an hour can buy, I think that 100% effort should be put into that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just like whatever, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that because she makes $50 an hour and I only make $8 an hour that she needs to go buy me a car and I'm gonna go get her one rose. Like, nah, that's not what I'm saying at all.
We're talking about relationship or marriage?
I'm talking about both.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking about both.
And I guess that's where I see it a little bit different. So you're going to obviously help me understand that it should be 100% on each side. I would just think that there's balance. So yes, if you do make $8 and she makes $50, that's obviously not balanced.
Right.
However, you may, bring more to the table or the household in different ways. You know what I mean? Making sure that, for me, it would be making sure that the gas tank is filled maybe on a Sunday night for the rest of the week.
Right.
That's still showing her that you love her and bringing something to the table. Or making sure her car gets changed, her oil change gets done without her having to tell you. Making sure that the yard gets cut.
I guess
it's balanced, but it's just in different manners, because that whole money thing, we're going to have an episode definitely about money.
Yeah, so I guess that's more so what I meant. Like, the efforts should be 100% matched when it comes to both people involved.
Okay.
Like, I should be able to get 100% of my effort. You should bring 100% of your effort to
effort. Yes. Okay, I agree with effort. Most definitely.
So with that, and that means like this is what I mean by maximum effort. Because this is what a lot of guys, we get robbed on Valentine's Day, Christmas Day, Father's Day, all of these days. We get robbed.
Father's Day?
Yeah, we get robbed. Wow. We'll have a whole nother episode about that. We get robbed in the sense that, like, I know, this is what I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know if I go out there and buy you, I don't know, a Coach bag, a Michael Kors, whoever bag, and you gave me, and you gift me a pair of socks. Look, listen.
But what happened about, you just said effort.
But but that's what I'm trying to tell you. I know that's not the best you could do for me. I know that. I know, I know, come on, man, we know.
Then if you have a woman that's like that, get yourself a new one.
Oh, most definitely.
You want to make sure your woman's not like that. Yeah, she needs to take you into consideration.
Yeah,
I'm not saying, okay, so in my past relationships, I've had like a money limit.
Okay.
So everybody's money limit is different.
Okay.
That's for sure, whether it's Valentine's, birthday, Christmas, whatever the situation may be. So I think that's something you honestly should talk about up front. When you're getting to know somebody, you discuss those types of things.
Like what?
Gifts, things of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah, gifts, because for some people, and again, we talked about love languages. So some people, gifts is not on the top, you know,
Right.
but there's acts of service or quality time or affirmations. You know, I have one of my guy best friends. I would always tell him, you know, I love you. And I always wanted to get him something because one, he's a guy, and some guys just don't really care about what they have. You know, could have holes in their socks and they're just like, nah, I'm good.
I'm not one of those guys, for the record.
But
I'm not that guy, so no, it's not gonna work for me. But go ahead.
But I feel like, you know, but you really need some socks.
Right, well, so if that's the case, yeah, by all means, get that nigga some socks, because
But no, but he would be like,
it's because of necessity at that point. Like you walk around with holes in your
But
socks, like yo, bro.
some people it's not necessity though. But you know, I was told women that like men don't buy themselves socks, boxers, and like muscle shirts and t-shirts. They don't. The muscle shirts are white, but they kind of yellow from the deodorant and stuff like that. Or they got holes in the socks or their underwear. It's like they need to be replenished. And
Fellas.
please,
Hey, fellas,
you know, throw that stuff away. Throw
yes,
those holy
get new
socks
underwear,
away.
fellas. Like, yo, hey, we don't want no excuses for them to buy us socks and underwear on these special days. So, fellas, man, clean it up, man. Get your socks, get your underwear. Like, yo, buy that shit, like, for real.
But going back, he was an affirmations person.
Okay.
So it was weird. But he's like, I'd rather prefer a note, a card, or a letter. So literally, in order for me to show my friend that I cared about him and I loved him, I would write letters or give him a birthday card because that's what he liked. And he's like, a gift. Sometimes people forget about what they do with it. They get rid of it. It gets old or whatever the situation is.
Or
but he's like, or wow.
That's what niggas do. Man. I'm just letting you know what's out there in these streets, man.
Make sure you get gifts that they're gonna use, you guys.
That's what I'm saying,
Ladies,
man.
don't be buying something for your man you know he's not gonna use, he doesn't want. Don't do that. You need to be intentional and creative and thoughtful with the gifts, most certainly.
I agree.
But he would just tell me, look, if you wrote me a letter or, you know, of appreciation or whatever the situation is, I can pull it out of my wallet if I have it in my wallet or in my box and read it. And it's always going to remind me internally how important, you know, I am to you or you are to me.
Most definitely.
And he's like, gifts really, he doesn't care about those.
I think that's actually a good idea. You had a valid point, like, because I honestly I never thought about that when I started talking or dating someone, I should say. I never talked about like gifts and how like love. Like I said, we never
Love language.
discuss love languages and things of that nature, which is a good thing. So yeah, I feel that, you know, we all could learn from, you know, having those that type of conversation in the beginning. I mean, not of course first date, don't do that shit.
But it's not just for your significant other, it's for friends as well.
For anybody,
you know?
yeah.
I hadn't seen some girls in a couple of years, and we hung out in the weekend, and as me trying to get to know who they are and how I can show them that I appreciate them, love or care for them, I was like, can you take this test? And it's serious, like there's for couples, there's for kids, there's for individual people, and it just shows you how that person receives that love, so that you're loving them in the right way. Because if they're not a gifts person, like my friend isn't, his was affirmations. But knowing that I didn't have to take them anywhere, I didn't have to spend money, because some people really, they're just not like that. When I get gifts, I kind of I blush a little bit. I'm not one who's like, oh my God, look at this gift you got me, blah, blah, blah. I'm just kind of like, okay, thank you, give a hug, kiss, whatever, and I'll open it later. Most of the time they're like, no, open it up now. And I'm but these people are looking, I kind of get back. I don't know, it's just, it's not normal to me. So I guess that's why.
And a lot of people are like that as well. Like for me and my friends, man, gifts, I mean, that's cool, man, but I thoroughly enjoy quality time with my people, man.
But you just said, you just talked about gifts.
No, I said my friends.
Oh, friends, okay.
My significant other, I mean, I like gifts from her. But like I said, this has to be thoughtful and shit. Like, nigga, I got like 4 billion pair of underwear, so.
So you good in that area.
None of my socks got holes in them and shit, so. There's no yellow stains under my A shirts and shit, so.
Hey, but you know that happens.
No, it happens a lot. Like, I used to work retail for a long time, and that's why I know, like, men get shortchanged during the holidays, on these holidays, because Like I'll see everybody in there. They'll get their mom, like the fucking best and biggest gift in the store. They get their brothers and sisters, all this shit, and then they get their fucking dad a flashlight. That nigga don't need no motherfucking flashlight. You know what I mean? But real or a fucking wallet. You know what I mean? Like, stop it already, man. Like,
but have you seen some of these men's wallets? Some of them.
I have, yeah. Some of them
wallet.
do, but give them something else with that. Like couple that shit together with something else, man. Don't let it just be.
So what are good gifts then for men? Since we're on
Like I said, man, it just really
to help the ladies out.
It just really depends. Well, depends. Well, watches, nice watches. Watches are nice. Just really depends on what your man is into. Not gonna say 9 out of 10 dudes I know, but I know in the black and brown communities, shoes is a major thing. Like men love shoes. So, but the best gift that I believe the gift advice that I always give my homegirls for their significant other is find out whatever. Well, you shouldn't have to find out because if you know your man, you should know what his favorite teams are. So you really shouldn't have to find that out. But find out whatever his favorite team is. Say me, I'm a Houston Rockets fan. So what I would suggest my homegirl do is, hey, get your man a personalized Houston Rockets jersey with his name on it and his favorite number on it. That way, one and two things. For one, it's a very thoughtful gift, and I don't know no nigga in America that's gonna turn that shit down. It's a little expensive too, but you know that it is what it is. And number two, you don't gotta worry about getting them. Let's say a damn James Harden jersey, and then the next year James Harden is playing for the fucking Golden State Warriors, and then he gotta go buy a new fucking jersey, a new Houston Rockets jersey because he got Harden's name on the back of it, and now he gotta go to. It saves you a lot of money in the long. Unless you're a fucking bandwagon person, then you probably. This shit don't even matter to you. But that's like one of the best gifts that that a man could receive. Like something, like I said, just gotta be thoughtful. But like shoes, watches, the personalized jersey is a good one. Cologne is a good one. Especially a cologne that you like. Obviously, he wants to smell good around you. So that's also a good one. Tools. Men like tools. Some niggas out there, you know, they handy and shit, and you know, Bob the Builder type niggas. Yo, they like they fucking tools and shit.
I need a Bob the Builder right now. If you're Bob the Builder.
Hey, there you go. So, those are some gifts, some gift ideas for the men out there, and you know, I gotta stop the wallets and the fucking flashlights and socks and shit, man. I mean, my next question for you. Do you normally, when you do on Valentine's Day, when you are dating someone, do you normally do special plans with that? Do you do special plans? It's a two-part question. Do you do special plans with that person? And if so, who's responsible for the planning?
Man, I told you I haven't celebrated Valentine's Day in probably like 10 years or more.
Okay, so tell me who's responsible for the planning now.
Okay, so I'm grown now. 10 years it's a big difference.
Right, no doubt.
3 years, 5 years is a big difference. So, I mean, if I were in a relationship right now, I definitely would probably bring it up to my mate and be like, do you have anything planned? If not, that's the way I would roll, communicate. Okay. Do you have anything planned? Because if you don't, I was thinking about this, or maybe you can plan together. I don't think that it really should lie on one person, or if we're looking at it this way now at this age, a time and age, it shouldn't just be on the guy as well either. I mean,
say it again.
It shouldn't be on just the guy.
Yeah. So my whole thing is like, that's my thing. It's like, it's 2020 now. Women have fought for thousands, well not thousands, but hundreds of years for equality and things of that nature. So. I mean, sometimes, niggas get tired of planning each and every fucking date and everything that we have to do in a day. We get tired of having to figure out what it is we want to eat, what you want to eat rather, every fucking day. Like, niggas just be tired and we be exhausted with the shit at times. So it is good that, you know, women can just pick that shit up and be like, yo, Dre, this is what we doing, and then we go do that. Like, what's wrong with that?
I don't think a lot of men plan though. I know you're seeing.
I'm one of the men.
Yeah, okay.
I don't plan because I don't plan for just because of my previous
situations.
No, just in life, like anything. It could be my homeboys, my homegirls. Like I just found out that planning over the years never goes away. You plan it.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like I could plan that, yo, Sylvia, we could plan, like, hey, after work today, let's go catch a movie, right? And that's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm texting you at 9 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, we should go to the movie. Go to the movies after work. Let's go do that, blah blah blah. Shit, about fucking 4 o'clock before I even get off work, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to do that shit. And then I gotta cancel, so I'd rather just not even plan and just do some spur of the moment shit. Because if I'm still in that mood after work, then I could be like, hey, yo, Sylvia, what you doing? You think you want to go to movies, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? That's why me personally, I don't like to plan anything. Because it's all about my mood. It's like how I'm feeling at that very moment. That's how motherfuckers get caught up in these fucking plans that they really don't want to fucking go to. Because they'll plan, like, I know motherfuckers who plan shit out like a whole week in advance. Like, this weekend, they'll plan out next weekend. Man,
I've got plans for this week, next week, and the following week.
No.
Okay, I know you may be a little different, but look, this is what's gonna happen, fellas. If you don't plan things and let her know that you're wanting to spend time with her, she's gonna be out with a guy that said, here's a dress for you, be ready at 7 p.m. next Friday. Because there are good men like that. Or I'm not saying that they're not like that.
Like me ain't good men? Because we don't plan that?
There are men who are like that.
Right, yeah.
And some women like that. I like that.
Okay.
You know, I personally like that because I am, you know, I like that.
Okay.
It's nice for the man to be the one to take initiative and be like, look, woman, I need you to be ready on this day for this. Don't ask questions. Just make sure you wear tennies or heels or whatever the situation may be and go with it.
Hey,
that's exciting.
Hey, fellas, tread lightly, yo.
Yeah, that's for me though. That's for me. Not every woman's like that. They might get mad, bust you in the lip, bust you over the head. No, not me.
Why you telling me what to do? Who you bossing around? Like, that's the shit we gotta do nowadays. Back in the day.
You tell me that though too. Oh, you bossy. I'm like, why? How am I bossy?
I believe it.
I'm not bossy. I just know what I like and don't like. That's it.
That's what's up, man. So, which traditional gifts, as far as chocolate, flowers, or what is it, personal messages, what do you prefer?
I don't like that big box of chocolate that comes with all those chocolates you don't know what they taste like.
What's shit called?
Assortment. No, I'd rather take the flowers, but I like flowers.
Okay.
So I love flowers. Let me rephrase that. So I love flowers. I'm not a big chocolate person. I mean, I like Hershey's Kisses with the little almonds in them, but I really don't do sweets to begin with anyways. Okay. Unless you're going to do like a cheesecake or something. If someone tells me, hey, let's go get cheesecake, I'm like, yes, let's do that.
You with it? That's it? That's the go-to?
I love cheese. I mean, I love Cheesecake Factory. They got the banana cheesecake. That one's so that one's good. But yeah, the bears and the balloons and chocolates is something definitely I'm not into.
Okay.
I definitely would say, I mean, women like shoes. I love shoes.
Okay.
I have like over 100 pair of shoes.
We talking heels, we talking shoes, like kicks.
I just started adding kicks to my
collection.
Oh, just started, so I'm looking for some red ones. So yeah, but I mean, it just depends. See what your woman likes. You know, let me tell you something. Men, one thing you should do, if you like lingerie, get your woman lingerie. Don't have her going out and being the romantic one doing that. If you want candles, get candles as well. If you want to throw rose petals, get some. Don't expect the woman to set up her own romantic atmosphere and then expect for it to go down really good. Like, no.
That's not it?
For me, it's not. I don't know. I would be mad. I'd be like, this fool wants me to set up everything?
Hey,
you know? I mean, no.
Well, yeah, you're right.
I mean, or give her the money, tell her best friend to set it up, something. I've done it from my friends, you know, some of their husbands have come to me, asked me questions or whatever. Give me the money. I'm like,
asked me my niggas to do shit.
Yeah. Oh, no, but they're
not for me though. Like my dudes, like nah. My homegirls maybe.
Yeah, you can ask your Can you set this
homegirl,
up for me and my girl? Like, that's good, you know? And then they set the whole ambience so you can get your freak on. It's simple. It's not hard at all. Here's the budget, whether it's 100, 200, 300, whatever it is that you want that room to look like. But I really recommend men to go and get your woman some lingerie, some panties, some bras. Ask her sizes. Let her give you that information and go and get her something nice. It doesn't have to be all that other stuff either. I mean, because we already know what you've been trying to do anyways at the end of the day.
Well, that's why I buy fucking lingerie. It's pointless to me. So.
And then you have men like you who are like, nah, you don't need that.
I don't think I've ever. I think maybe I've bought 2 or 3 pieces of lingerie my whole 41 years of existence. That shit is, hey fellas, that shit is completely pointless. But if your woman likes it, I mean, more power to you, to the both of y'all.
Yeah, if you like it,
or if you like it, yeah, if you like
because
it,
that stuff, that's sexy. I love lace, and I honestly have only had one boyfriend that loved lingerie. He was like, get some lingerie. He's like, here's some money, get some lingerie.
I don't know, but like
it was one, and he liked it. So
I guess I don't know about niggas like that. So like,
I love lace. I think lace is sexy. Get your woman some lace, sexy something.
Lace is sexy, but it doesn't really have to be in the lingerie form.
You're right.
Just regular lace underwear and bra type shit.
Get her that.
It's dope as fuck, but and that's appealing to me personally, man. So that's why I just never understood like. Of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Definitely.
So the thing is like, my woman, I believe, is sexy in whatever it is she is going to be wearing, especially underwear-wise, because, fellas, y'all gotta...
So you like full briefs, as long as I got some lace?
I mean, yeah, they can be whatever. I mean, I like... The way she puts it together and the way it fits on her, I mean, that's what it's all about.
So is it, now I'm going to ask you a question, since we're just talking about lingerie and women and things of that, intimacy, okay? Because I consider that kind of stuff intimacy. Do you like the way she smells, or is it the way she looks? What is it that you're,
For myself specifically?
For yourself, yeah.
Like what attracts me to a woman, or what makes it intimate? All right, so...
What is intimacy for you?
Intimacy for me is it's pretty much all that shit you mentioned. It's a lot about it's about touch.
Okay.
It's about compatibility. For me, it's about compatibility. Touch, feel. I mean.
Touch, feel.
I mean,
you trying to do the whole 5 senses?
right. Smell, of course.
Taste.
All of that is that's very intimate shit to me, man. And that type of just the chemistry we have between us, man. It's like, it's honestly, I can't explain it, like what intimacy is to me. I just know it when
it's happening.
It's happening. You know what I mean?
Do you think you can be intimate without being sexual?
Absolutely. Okay. That's some of the best shit in the world, man. Like,
I'm not talking about foreplay.
No, I'm not talking about foreplay.
Okay.
Like
tell me what's it. That's what I'm saying. What's intimate?
Mental stimulation.
Okay.
That shit is.
I agree.
That shit is.
That one's good. High five.
That shit is like.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I mean, just to sum it up. I mean, like to be able to converse with someone and to vibe with someone on that level, like to be able to bounce ideas off of someone, to be able to come up with ideas together, execute that shit together, to be able to fucking laugh in front of this person, cry in front of this person, to be vulnerable in front of that person, because that's a huge thing, especially from, places we come from, in the inner city and, neighborhoods and shit we come from, especially Black men. I mean, we're taught not to ever be vulnerable because that's always been taught as a sign of weakness for us.
To man up.
Yeah. I never believed in that shit. That's sucker shit to me. Me though. Like, fuck that. If I got time to cry, I'm crying. I don't give a fuck. Like,
be intimate with your woman, man. You don't have to man up. Like, you don't have to.
Nah, you don't, man.
You shouldn't. I don't think that's a man. If you can't really communicate and tell somebody how you feel, how are you manning up? Like,
I agree.
We all have emotions. I don't know who told men that they were not supposed to cry or
deeply rooted as far as Black men. That's deeply rooted.
Okay.
But But yeah, I mean, so
But let that go.
So that's what's all that's intimacy to me. So what attracts me to a woman is her confidence. I mean, it looks, of course, first and foremost.
So what do you look at when you first notice a lady?
Me personally, her eyes and her lips. Her eyes, her lips, her smile. That's my shit. Like, and I'm a black man, so this shit is wild. Like, so my brother Tito, man, he in high school, he told my ass, what's the first thing you look for? This was the first thing you look at when it comes to women. And he said legs.
He likes long legs or what?
Just legs. I mean, nice looking legs. I was like, what? I don't give a fuck about no legs, right? And then
he said breast or booty. He said
no,
legs.
he said legs, right?
I mean,
which was the weirdest fucking response ever to me, right? Because I'm like, well, fuck, man, you don't care about her face, you don't care about she got boobs, she got legs, she's bald head, like, nah, man, legs really get to me. That's what he told me.
Hey,
I don't know how.
Their own.
Hey, but Tina been married since high school, pretty much. So I don't know what it is now, but back in high school, that's what it was, right? And I thought my shit was weird because I'm like, yo, I like eyes and lips. What? Everybody got eyes, everybody got lips, but no. That's not true either. No, they don't. But and it's not for the eyes. It's not a color thing, man. Yeah. Yes, color. It enhances it. It's more like the shape, the look in the eye, things of that nature. That's why it's hard for me if I'm attracted to you to look into your eyes because it's like I want you to. For one, I don't want to be just
y'all gazing.
Gazed off and shit, like, yo, you know what I mean? So yeah, so
women, if you're trying to hit up on Dre, make sure you tell him to look at you in the eyes when he's talking to you.
Right, and I think on a conversation, I'm gonna be lost, so I try not to do it. So it's not, so ladies, it's not a sign of disrespect or anything. It's just like, yo, I don't. Yeah, so eyes and lips, that's my thing. That's what attracts me to a woman.
So that's what it is. You don't look at her body or nothing like that.
That all comes secondary. So
okay.
now
So
the other thing is,
yeah.
First, like I said, first and foremost, eyes and lips, smile. That's like everything to me. And then yeah, I believe I'm from Texas. I like thick women. I like women that have curves. I like a woman's body to look like a woman's body. Curves, thickness. I'm from the South, so that's all a beautiful thing for me.
So you love some love handles?
I do, man. I don't care. Man. I'm like, yo, I'm with it. I mean, that's.
No, that's good. That's why I said that, because women need to know that.
Yeah, and just a lot of
men love women in all different shapes, sizes, forms. I mean,
and that's true. Like we really do. So, yeah, I mean that's me. That's what attracts me to a woman physically. She has to have a sense of style too. For me, I mean, I'm a different dude. I'm a fashion dude, so I like for my women to have a sense of style, and especially if a woman has such a sense of style that she's probably able to teach me some shit. I was gonna say probably because I think I know it all at times, but when it comes to fashion, but Lord knows I don't. So when I can bounce ideas off of a woman, or she can just point me in the right direction when it comes to shit, that shit is attractive too. So
make sure your belt and your shoes match, man. Unless you have white shoes on,
stop playing.
They need to match.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, let me give y'all niggas some pointers real quick, yo. like for real, that's a true story. And being that Valentine's Day is coming up, a lot of y'all gonna get dressed up and shit and go out there and take your women out on the town and shit. So yeah, man, your shoes and your belt should always match. Like
unless they're white.
Like unless they're white, you know what I mean?
Unless you're wearing all white. All white, then definitely should be a white belt.
It should be a white belt, most definitely. So it's funny you say that because I have literally probably over 30 belts. Why, I don't know. But because it was like I said, fashion at one point in my life was very serious to me. Not so much now, but I mean I've been doing it for so long. You know, I can chill for a minute. But yes, shoes and your belt should match at all times. Like for real. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, but outside of physically, mentally, I just like smart women, man. I like women who motivate me, who inspire me to want to be better, to do better, who are secure in themselves. That's like my biggest thing since the existence of mankind. Like, be secure in who you are, man. That's my shit. I mean, because that, like I said, I mean, that's confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And confidence is what makes a person sexy to me. And for everyone out there, like women, I've run across a lot of women who don't like the compliment of sexy. Well, the thing is, it's different from being beautiful. It's different from being gorgeous. It's different from from looking good. I mean, because you're born that way. You're born looking good. Anybody can look good. You can be born that way. As far as being sexy, that's a whole confidence thing. Like, you can be an ugly motherfucker and still be sexy. And motherfuckers will gravitate to you. Ask Lil Wayne, ask Jay-Z. Ask Lil Wayne, ask Jay-Z. And and I know some dudes I know, I mean, shit, I may not be I wasn't, and I'm not saying that I am now the best looking dude out there, but I was
He was just scruffy.
Anyone who knew me prior to 9th grade, prior to 11th grade, knew it was all bad. It was all bad for me. However, once I gained that confidence and everything in myself, it was just like, it was a complete 180 and shit for me. But yeah, I mean, that's it for me, man. I mean, I love that. I love those type of women. I mean, I just love, and some would say I love somewhat bossy women. I do, man, because I love women who know what the fuck they want and know how to go get it. That's the type of shit
I don't think I'm bossy. When people say that, I'm like, you think I'm bossy? Like,
they say denials.
I just think I know what I want. That's it. Because I'm not bossy as an authoritative person. I'm just trying to be, I guess if you want to say bossy, I'm bossy in a leadership way, not authoritative to where I'm demanding somebody to do something for me or things that need to get done. But I try to pick my words wisely in that form and making sure that I'm not coming across bossy. But since you said I was bossy, I'm gonna have to work on that, because bossy, I don't know.
I didn't say you was bossy. You said people say you was bossy.
You told me I was bossy earlier.
Oh, you could. She can be bossy. So
yeah, no, I think for me anyways, I just know what I want and what I don't want. And I don't think a lot of people know that about themselves, but I'm able to say like, no, that's not gonna work, or yes, that's gonna work, because I know who I am and what's gonna work and what's not gonna work, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and boundaries.
Facts.
But I agree with the whole confident. I'm gonna say it's confident, not bossy, but that's attractive.
Yeah, confidence is very attractive.
Yes.
Yeah, confidence is very attractive. Because you gotta worry about fucking reassuring someone of your fucking love for them if you guys fall in love.
Yeah.
Or just the fact that you want to be with them. You don't gotta keep reassuring the motherfucker like, I gotta like, this shit is exhausting, So so that's important to me. Is Valentine's Day the most romantic day of the year for you? I mean, for just people, women in general, would you say?
I guess it is it seems like it, because that's the one thing that I've noticed women talk about, that's kind of like where they're maybe, I'm not gonna say bragging, but it can come across as bragging.
That's where they hang their hat at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I would say it is too, because I don't know.
But maybe a lot of people only show that they love that person once a year instead of all the time. So maybe it is really important for people or some females or some men to celebrate that day, because I would have to say I don't know of a lot of people who celebrate the love that they have for another person continuously throughout the whole year. Right. So yeah, most definitely.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. I'm trying to get at the whole.
I didn't think about that until you stated that. So I guess so. Yeah. I would say Christmas and Valentine's is definitely a time where I don't know what that noise is.
It's the heat.
Oh, okay. It's not me. I don't know a lot of people who show, I mean, like I said, I do like flowers. So seriously, that is something for me that I like. And I grew up watching my grandmother. Her husband would bring her roses every Friday. Now, sometimes it was a half a dozen, sometimes it was a dozen, but I thought that was the cutest thing ever, that he'd bring them to her all the time. And she would let them dry out and put them in a vase and then keep them for X amount of time. But then it was just nice that he thought about her, every Friday. My son's father used to buy me, when we were young, he would pick me up every time we stopped to put gas, at the gas station. They used to, I don't know if they do anymore,
Y'all
Because
gonna-
one rose ain't gonna do it no more.
They gonna do it no more? Sheesh.
It's 2020, like you said.
Two.
So he used to give me a rose every time I went to the gas station, and I thought that was sweet.
Okay.
So yeah, I love flowers, and spring is my favorite season, and that comes with new flowers. I just love flowers, so.
That's what's up.
Um,
You got any more questions for me? Anything else you want to ask me?
love. What is love to you?
Love is everything, man. And not even on between a man and a woman. Love conquers all. So, and I believe that if you could find the right person, and this is about relationships, marriage, and things of that nature. If you can find the right person to love, then you should be able to live the rest of your life in complete happiness. That's not to say that you guys are not going to have any issues, but like I just said, you know, love conquers all. So it lasts longer than hate does. So
Love is a beautiful thing.
it is a beautiful thing, man. It's just you gotta love the right fucking person. So but love just in general, like I said, I mean between friends, and I mean that's like love right along and right under that would be loyalty, man, because those two things are very paramount to me. And people may love each other differently and all that shit, but at the end of the day, no matter what our love languages are, in the end, it should still be about love. And if at the end it's not about love, then you never really love that person in the first place.
I agree.
Because if you ever try to do anything to tear this person down, like say you and I together, we're not together no more, and then now start trying to tear each other down.
Now I'm a B, and now I'm the worst person ever, and I wasn't, you know what, or you wasn't, you know what.
Man.
Yeah,
so it's just
that's
like,
ridiculous.
that's dumb shit to me. You know what I mean? So if that's what it is, you was never gonna love in the first fucking place. You know what I mean? Because no matter what, I mean, whoever you love, or you love you should want to see them happy regardless. If it's with you or with someone else or without you, whatever the case may be, because that's love. I mean, that's what love is. Like I said, love conquers all. So that's how I feel about love. It's very important to me. I don't use the word lightly at all. Just like sorry, and I try to get my daughter now to stop saying sorry so damn much because it's annoying to me. But because it's lost its meaning. You know what I mean? Love has, sorry has, and there's another word. But anyway, so that's love to me, man. That's what it is, man. So to harken back on Valentine's Day, give the fella some advice on things not to do on Valentine's Day.
Not to do. Don't let it be the only day you're showing your woman that you love her. I mean, most definitely. Because I think, I have guy friends and girlfriends, and I've noticed on both sides. But sometimes men think that, well, she knows or she should know that I love her. And I don't think that that's acceptable, you know? I talked to one of my guy friends today, and I was like, so what are you guys doing for Valentine's, him and his girl? And he's like, I'm not really sure, we decided we're not going to get anything, monetary wise, any gifts, things of that nature, because our funds right now are a little bit, occupied and things of that nature. But his daughter was coming over, so I said, well, why don't you just make her breakfast in bed or something, and then he came with, well, I make her breakfast every Sunday.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. He's like, and I help her sometimes during the week cook. So I was like, okay, because most of the time men don't cook. Most of the time it's women. But I understand this whole 2020, like 50-50, whatever,
Right. I cook, y'all, so yeah.
So then I told him, well, why don't you take her, it could be different things, like take her to the park. I don't think that it always has to be about money. But my love language is quality time and acts of service. So for me, who doesn't like gifts? I do, but if a man said, hey, I'm gonna buy you a purse, and I know the purse is gonna cost like $300, $500 or $6, $7, $8, whatever the situation may be, I probably would want him to do something that I needed replaced for my vehicle, honestly, than that type of gift.
Correct.
But that's just me. So I know everybody's different, unless it's flowers. But definitely don't show your woman that you just love her on Valentine's Day. I don't know. I would have to think about that. What not to do, what men should not do on Valentine's Day. Don't expect her to set up everything either. I feel like you should communicate that. Be grown, we're grown. Communicate with your partner if you're gonna set something up, if she's gonna set something up, that they have something in mind. There's those wording that you can ask, like, hey, I was wondering if you had something in mind for Valentine's, instead of, hey, what are we doing for Valentine's? Like, nah.
Hey, what are we doing for Valentine's, right?
And if you have questions about it, like, ask her ahead of time, a month, because Valentine's, you already know. This is one thing I don't like, when you know somebody's birthday's coming up, or if you're into Christmas and buying gifts, you know Christmas is coming up. If it's Easter, whatever the situation may be for, you know, that you're gonna spend money, don't wait till the last minute to do something. You know that it's coming. It didn't surprise you, so ask that person. So in December, January, start asking, get a feel for what your partner is looking or expecting or needing or wanting, or whatever the situation may be, and plan. Men, plan ahead. Plan ahead.
Plan ahead. Hey, man, I'm trying. I'm working on it. One day.
Plan ahead.
Plan ahead.
And just show them that you love them. However, they need to be shown as well. Because being told that you love somebody, but not showing them any action behind that, it's meaningless, to be honest.
I agree. I mean, we agree on that. So, let's see. I have a question. Is a romantic gesture more powerful on Valentine's Day than any other day of the year?
It probably is.
Why?
Because it's Valentine's Day.
Okay, so hey man, so
I'm not saying it is for me.
No, I'm
I
just
hope
saying,
someone's being romantic all the time,
right,
but
most definitely.
it just seems as, I mean, that it's important. I don't get it. I'm just like,
Okay, well, here's what I'll say about Valentine's Day. Appreciate the conversation. So Valentine's Day is a made-up holiday, okay? As Sylvia said, and as we both said in our previous podcast, it's not something that should be shown to your significant other only one time a year. I think that a lot of us, when it comes to love, we have a lot of work to do in that department. I think a lot of us have a lot of work to do in that department. I think that love is hard, but no one said that love is going to be easy, right? So
anything worth having doesn't come easy, right?
This is facts. So that's what a lot of people got to understand. We got to understand that, yeah, it's not going to be easy. And we also have to understand that before we could love someone else, we have to love ourselves.
Most definitely.
That's first and foremost, because a lot of us will get into these relationships, and a lot of us, the only time we do show someone that we love them, a lot of the times it is only on Valentine's Day. And that's because throughout the year, you're struggling with loving yourself, you're struggling with loving the other person that you're with, because realistically, you're just not happy, you know? And we can't rely on other people for our happiness, you know?
They can't fill you with that love.
No,
They can't. You're going to beat up the wrong person for that, expecting someone to do it for you. You have to do it internally. You have to heal people. You have to heal internally, like from one relationship or childhood trauma or something that's going on at work. There's healing. Do that. It's for you. You're going to benefit. You're going to be happy, and you don't want to push that onto somebody with those negative emotions and however you're feeling, because that's just not healthy.
Correct. So, and you also have to know what your triggers are as well. So, and that's something that I learned, by going through therapy and stuff. Like, you can't be with someone who triggers all your triggers.
Who triggers everything about you.
Triggers every fucking thing. Like, okay. Like a fucking atomic bomb sitting there waiting and shit. So you can't. So that's something that I learned. Like, you you got to know what your triggers are, and you got to know that. I mean, you got to know if your partner is the one setting those shits off. You know what I mean? But like I said, a lot of that, just like I said, is going back to having, knowing yourself and loving yourself. Because if you guys truly want a healthy, loving relationship, you got to start within yourself first. You got to lay that groundwork and do that work first. And then once you're complete and you're whole with yourself, and then you should open yourself up to love someone else. But then make sure that person that you're opening up to loving has done the work on themselves. And there's never going to be, there's really not going to be any way of you knowing that until you're really into that relationship, unfortunately. But there's always telltale signs,
You can't be in a relationship halfway.
No,
remember?
you can't.
So 2 halves are not going to complete a whole in that manner. You need to be whole completely by yourself.
And when you embark on these relationships, it should be whoever you're with should enhance who you are as a person.
They complement
you as a person.
Yes.
It's not I'm not going to get with Sylvia so Sylvia could to build me up. Sylvia's not going to get with me to build me up. It's just like you said, I should compliment her, she should compliment me, we should compliment each other, and we should be able to take off from there. So my advice on Valentine's Day would really, just like I said, just be true to yourself, man. Be true to yourself. Hey, man, some of y'all need to break up on Valentine's Day.
But don't wait till Valentine's to break up if you know you shouldn't be together.
Don't wait till Valentine's Day to break up. But just being realistic, I mean, some of us
shouldn't be together. Yeah,
like,
some people shouldn't. If
motherfuckers out here just doing it for the gram, doing it for Facebook, doing it for appearance purposes only.
Because you don't want to be alone, because you're scared, because you've never been alone, because you need help with the rent.
Right.
Get yourself a roommate, because that's what a lot of people are, roommates.
Rent hustle.
It's
that's exactly what they are. Yeah.
I read some of these things and I'm like, that's a roommate. What's the point of being in a relationship then? Get yourself a roommate. It's all right, bro.
Definitely. So I mean, be in love, man. Being in love is cool, man. Being in love is a beautiful thing. Like I said, especially if you're in love with the right person. But be kind, man. Be kind. Be kind to each other. Love each other. Talk to each other, man. Communicate with each other.
You have to communicate.
Communicate.
Let me go there, if you don't mind me touching that subject a little bit. It is really important to communicate with your mother, your kids, your friends, your partner, especially whoever you have in your household on daily basis. Just the way you go to work and you communicate with your boss, you need to go home and communicate with your significant other and whoever else is in the household. That's important because some people I know, they're like, well, I don't know how to say, or I don't know what words to use. But you're never going to get better, you're never going to get good at it if you don't start from somewhere. So if you have to tell someone, look, I don't want to hurt your feelings, I really want to talk to you about something, and if they accept that and they're like, that's cool, I get it, they shouldn't, harbor any bad feelings on that. So communicate. You need to communicate. It's really, really important. You're never going to get anywhere in life if you can't communicate. And it's sad because there are people who are like, I'm a grown woman, I'm a grown man, but you can't even communicate. 1, 2, you can't apologize. And like I told you, everybody's an adult until you have to pay money back. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. You're an adult. Everyone's like, I'm grown. I can do this. I can do that. I don't need nobody telling me. But when you have to communicate, you have to apologize, or you have to pay somebody back, you definitely are not an adult if you can't do those things. Come on.
I agree.
So that's going for men and women. Women, if your husband did something that you didn't like, let him know. If it hurts your feelings, if it made you feel bad, then let them know. If it I want to say something, but I know.
Don't do it. It's going to incriminate someone.
You have to just communicate.
Communicate.
And start from somewhere. Most definitely. Pick up a book if you don't know how to. Give us a call.
Yeah, most definitely. Hit my DM. Don't call me. The ones who know they can call me, but everybody else, man, hit the DM, man. We'll talk about it, I promise you, man. I get back to all of them, man.
Most definitely, though, if you guys have something you want us to talk about, DM him, let him know, and we'll have that topic. We'll talk about it. If you guys have questions or anything of that nature, let us know.
That's right. So with that being said, that's going to conclude this episode of the Minority Report. You can find the Minority Report at I don't even know my handles no more. At Minority Rap at Minority Rap Pod.
Because it's a pod.
Pod on both Facebook and Instagram. Facebook and Instagram. My personal one is I am King Dre. That's on Instagram, and ASK Coach Dre on Instagram as well.
I'll give you mine soon.
Yes, there you go.
Let me create a different one for y'all.
Yeah, most definitely. I recommend that. So, you guys enjoy your Valentine's Day.
Most definitely.
Have lots of fun.
I hope you guys love on each other more than anything.
That's what I was about to say, man. Love on each other for real, man. The world is cruel, man, and we started off 2020 on a bad note. Like, it's been rough. It's been a rough month as far as January and the beginning of February is concerned, man. So, with that being said, being that we are talking about love, man, love one another. I'm not talking about your significant other. I'm talking about your kids, your friends. Reach out to them, man. You never know who's hurting or who's in a dark space in their life. And those words of encouragement, whatever you have to say to them, or just a phone call in general, will lighten their day up. I remember I was going through some dark times in 2019, and just hearing from one of my homies or one of my homegirls randomly, that really lifted my spirits and shit, man. Because like I said, when you talk to any one of them, and like I said, it's all love. So just make sure, like I said, man, to reach out to your loved ones, love on each other, love on each other hard. When it comes to Valentine's Day,
spread love, not hate.
Spread love, not hate. When it comes to Valentine's Day, make sure you guys are having Valentine's Day multiple times throughout the year, not just February 14th. Because fuck February 14th. But that's just my opinion. I want y'all to be in love. I want y'all to love, man. And that's it. Anything else?
No, thanks for watching us, you guys, though.
Yeah, so we appreciate you guys, and love and peace. All right, peace.